fishing friends to another adventure. I'm out here on the Buffalo Hole ready to have some fun. Coming off the Bassmaster Classic, the Expo, meeting a bunch of people and stopping by booths. Well, today I'm going to be throwing the Arkie's salty crawling fry right here. Never tried one of these before. I've got on a little ball head jig, a little tungsten ball head jig. We're going to pitch it around. Man, I tell you what, it was so much fun this year at the Classic. Now, my girl was off doing her thing, so I had all the time just to go around and fish. Had all the time just to go around and talk to people and have some fun. One of the booths I stopped at, probably my favorite booth was the Arkie Lures booth, and that's no joke. It was fun talking lures with the crew there, and just really good people. And I had a great time at going to each little area. Got to hang out with Denny Brower for a little bit, and it was just a good time. Got to hang out with Bill Dance, talk with him for a little bit, and then of course Frank Scalish, Frankie, and everything was just a fantastic experience there. Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name's Alan, and I'm usually making fishing videos. Check out the action of that in the water. Look at that thing. So I've got this set up so I can drag it on the bottom, or I can swim it. It's a bit breezy today, but we're gonna have some fun nonetheless. Yeah, it was a great time, guys. Just so much. You got to get everything crammed in there over the 3-day period. And of course, I went to launch Friday morning, and then that night before, I went to the Ray Scott Dreamcatcher show with the Bass After Dark fellas. That was a lot of fun. It was kind of odd because I didn't get to fish that weekend, you know, and I'm usually out fishing somewhere. All right, so my setup on this is I've got the Mojo from St. Croix, 12 and 12-pound braid to a 12-pound fluoro leader. I was scouting around. I don't see anything on any beds. So we're just gonna pitch around. And like I was saying, this thing I can drag. Well, I thought I had a bite there. Man, oh man. Actually, you know, on this one I've got, I switched it up. I've got 8-pound line to a 12-pound fluoro leader. I'm testing this Sunline 8-pound braid. Check that thing out. Man, that looks good. All right, guys, we're hooked up. Where's the boy? He's all over the place on this salty crawling fry by Arkie. There he is. Oh, check it out. It's a nice bass right there. Nice. Look at that. All right, guys, there he is. Hey, he's not too big. Good little fish right there. Boom! Straight under the dock. All right, man, that was good stuff. So on that little salty crawling fry right there, just swimming it along, and bang! That was cool stuff. There it is, guys, just pitching it on a, oops. There it is, guys, just pitching it on a little tungsten ball head jig right there and just swimming it. So with this, I can get it off the bottom. I can swim it through the middle of the water column and even on top. Look at that, it's got great action. And I'm throwing this on this 8-pound Sunline braid to a 12-pound fluoro leader. just pitching it out there and letting it do its thing. So in the springtime here, if you work it just off the bottom, just above the grass, or let it dive in there, let it come up a little bit. But they got some great colors. And I was saying, guys, they were fun to talk to at the Classic there. They were giving away prizes, and they just had a really nice booth set up. Yeah, that looks good swimming along. There we go, guys. On this crawling fry from Arkie. Check that out. Man. This thing works terrific, guys. You gotta pick some up. Gotta pick some up. Look at that, right in the top of the mouth. Gotta use the pliers here. There we go, right there. It's not a very big guy, but it's still fun to catch. We're on a little buffalo hole here. There you go, buddy. Look at that, right under the dock. Man, this thing is so soft, and it's durable. I'll get this up here so you can see them. And it's just like candy to them. It's just so soft right there. It's perfect. So if you hadn't ever tried these before, you got to give them a shot. But I tell you what, that wind today. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm going to keep pitching this around and then maybe try a couple other things. But this is, it's just so much fun, you know, when you get to test new lures and from a great company. Giving it some twitches, just bouncing it along. So it's kind of cloudy, you can't see the grass. There is some grass down there. And so I can thread it through, ooh. There we go. There we go. I knew he came back for it. Check that out. I brought it through a little bit of grass. Check him out. Check that out on his forehead. He got swatted by one of these herons. All right, there we go. Under the dock. They always go under the dock. You can kind of see the grass right there. And so I was threading it through the grass and bang! Good stuff. All right, guys, check out this Arkie jig, hand-tied. Remember, they are the originals. So if you're into jigs, you throw jigs, you've ever thrown a jig, you know about jigs, you've got Arkie to thank for being the originals. Okay, this is one of their lizards, and I split it in half, and you guys are like, but Alan, what are you doing? Fear not, I have a plan. So with this, what I do with it is I cut it in half and I thread it on the back of this guy. They've got a ton of great colors, guys, of lizards to the jigs. Check out the, oops, I'm sorry, you guys are probably like looking, trying to figure out where I am. I was looking all over the place here, not in the camera. There we go. A little bit of chartreuse there, that flash. You guys are probably like, oh yeah, check that out. You're probably like, yeah, but you tore the lizard. Hey, it makes a great trailer. And that chartreuse tip, man, that thing's gonna be epic. Yeah, oh, yeah, you can see it right there. It's kind of cloudy, but all right, let's have a little bit of fun here. Pitching this around. So with this, I can swim it through the weeds. I can drag it along the bottom. I'm right along the grass edge here. Some of these fish are getting ready to spawn. I think the water when I checked was about 58 degrees, so some of them may already have spawned out. But like I was saying, they have all these great colors, and this one, on a cloudy day, the water is pretty clear. I'm still using that. It's got some nice purple in there, pink, and the black. So we're gonna work this little bank area here. See if we got anything lurking. I hope you guys had a chance to get out to the Classic and get around there and tour around. I had a lot of fun out there. The traffic was a little iffy, but since I live here, you know, I had to deal with the traffic because I live about an hour and 10 minutes out. So I drove in and out, and honestly, it wasn't too bad. One thing to keep in mind, guys, is sometimes with these jigs on the fall, it can get just whacked, so be ready. The other thing is just kill it, let it sit there for a little bit, and then start bringing it in again. If you pull it through grass, if it gets stuck on something, pull it through and then just stop it. Oh yeah. Man, that looks good right there. Little bit of cabbage, not much. All right, guys, on this Arkie jig, running it through, brought it through some cabbage, and I felt that pop. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Look at this, a mega crappie on the Arkie. That is awesome. All right, guys, there he is. Look at that. Man, that crappie just smoked. That's a good eater. But he's going back in. Look at that. Boom! Right under the dock again. Man, that was fun. That was fun. Let's pitch it out there again. There it is, guys, right there. Man, he just... I like to spread my weed guard out a bit. And he just hammered that thing coming through the weeds. So what I did was once it gets hung up, I just pop it through and then I just kill it. And you know, crappie, everyone says they feed looking up. Not always, man, not always. They'll chase stuff down. If it's coming through cover, they'll just hammer it. But that was fun. So as you can see right there, this jig will come through grass easily. It's got that great hook in there for a nice hook set. So now you know their bass jigs can catch big crappie too. Good stuff. We're hooked up on this Arkie jig. We got some fight going on here. After that crappie, there's no telling what these things are. Is it another crappie? Man, these things are just crushing it. Look at that. It is a crappie, another one. Whoo! Look at, oh, and this guy's a pancake right there. Man. You can see the jig right there. All right, here he is. Boy, it's a fatty. Look at that guy. There you go. These jigs are just top notch. Look at that. You can rig them how you want. You know, I always do things just a little bit different sometimes, but it works for me. That was fun. Same thing. I can feel it coming through the sensitivity of the jig there. I can feel it coming through the grass. So I just pop it a little bit and then just keep swimming it through. Sometimes I'll kill it, let it sit there on the bottom, and then I'll start it up again. You don't have to crank too fast either. Just vary your retrieve and have some fun with it. This is just, it's fun. Let's get her a little bit more into the cabbage. Uh-oh. Ooh. The wind almost blew that braid right into that bush. So I'm gonna have to kind of swim her out a little bit more. That was close. Oh, did I feel a pop right there? Nope. Yeah, here pretty soon this grass is gonna get really tall in here. All right, let's try that again. Avoid the tree. There we go. So that grass will start getting up there kind of high. Do I have one? Ooh. 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 False alarm, guys. False alarm. False alarm. I was like, ooh, ooh. It was just coming through cabbage. Man. Boy, that breeze feels nice, but man, it is starting to pick up. So I'm over here working this little cabbage stretch. There's some rocks in here. See if I can entice a bite down on this end a little bit. Just a little bit of cabbage on that one, but it's more of that water slime. Man, this thing is just a champ of a jig. I'm cruising around looking for beds, hadn't seen anything. Oops, am I up in the tree there? Oh my gosh, guys. Am I hooked up? I'm hooked up. Boy, she just crushed it in there. Yep, there she is. Coming through the grass. Check that out. All right, that's a nice bass right there. Check that out. Right there, guys. Just smoked it coming through. On the Arkie jig, man. That's not a bad fish right there. He's a little banged up there. You can tell that the spawn he's either post-spawn. I don't see a bed, or maybe was on a bed, but he just crushed it. He had a little bit of on his sides there. His tail was a little banged up. There we go, guys. I got a nice one. Oh! Did you see that? He got lucky. He got lucky. Yeah, we're still good. That wasn't the jig's fault. That was more my fault trying to horse him through there. Oh, man. This is just so much fun throwing these jigs. Or throwing this jig. Any of their jigs, guys. It's just good stuff. A turtle came up to see what happened. Oh, Oh man, that's great. That's good stuff. The turtle went back down when I brought the jig through. Alright guys, I'm throwing this Arkie 220 crankbait in ox blood. I love this color. Check that out. Look at the the action on this thing is just phenomenal. So I'm predominantly casting this way because I know where the grass lines are. The wind's blowing right in there. And so I've caught a ton of fish there. It doesn't mean that these sides over here aren't productive. Ooh, you can feel that wind. They are just kind of like, I have my spots I like to throw into. Man, this thing looks great. Oh my gosh, guys, check out this pig of a bluegill on the Arkie 220. Boy, he just crushed that. He was out there maybe about 20 yards. Oh man, that is good stuff right there, guys. These jigs are just epic, and the crankbaits are just epic. You just gotta check out their stuff. Alright guys, here's this little pancake of a bluegill. Super slippery right there. Check out that fatty. In you go. Right under the dock. Oh man, that was good stuff. On the ox blood, guys. You might notice I used one of these little clips on here. They're real light. They don't really bug anything too much. I've never had any issues with them. Doesn't it affect the action of the lure either. What brand is it? I'm not gonna say. It's my one of my little sneaky secrets, I guess you could say. You look hard enough, you'll be able to find them. A couple other colors I may test out and tinker with. This thing just casts so smooth. You can get it out there, you just bring her through. There's cabbage out there, and it comes through the cabbage really nice. So I've got an all black one. I've got some chartreuse colored ones. So I've got some different colors I'm going to test out here. Right there. Did you see that? How it came back all funny? Well, well, well. The bluegill are starting to get aggressive, it looks like. Alright boys, we're hooked up on this Arkie 220, this blue bayou color. Switch colors from the oxblood to the blue bayou. Oh, what do we got here? Ooh-wee. Look at that crappie roll. Look at that fatty right there. Come on. Alright guys, there it is. Look at the size of this pig right here. In you go. Man, that was a nice fish. Good stuff on that blue bayou, that 220. Here's that 220, guys, right here. Great colors, look at that. Epic. Just smoke that thing. Just running her through. I've been fan casting and in my normal spot over here. Just bang! That was all she wrote. So I started back behind me, and then I brought her through all the way over to this side, just pow. So I was starting over here on the wind side because I've got some good spots here, out there, there. I know where they are. So I just pitch it in there and hopefully get them. Man, that breeze, you feel that? Fresh air. It's good stuff. Guys, it has been so much fun testing out these lures from Arkie. So I got these at the booth there, and I'd fished them before. You've seen some other videos where I've got them in there. You'll have to kind of go back and look for them. But I was happy they showed up to the classic. You know, they're one of the stalwarts of fishing, one of the originals. I mean, of course, the Arkie jig, the bass jigs, but man, these crappie cranks, and they do have bass cranks too, are just terrific. Just a great time fishing their products today. All right, guys, check out this color. This one's in the 350 size, so it dives much deeper. Look at those hooks. And if I'm not mistaken, this one might be Ghost Craw. I think he was showing me, or telling me, TJ there, TJ Parks was telling me that this could be a new color for them. And it's either a Ghost Craw or it looks kind of like a bluegill. So I'm sorry if I got that mixed up there. Man, that thing just sparkles. Oh, crazy down there. Man, that looks good. All right, we're gonna bomb this guy around. Looks like the sun's wanting to start to peek out a little bit. Man, this color's like a champ of a color. I love to kill it and just let it float up. I get so many bites doing that, and then I'll give it just a little shake or a little twitch on the slack line as it's coming up. Yeah, the sun's definitely starting to come up. All right, let's take a look at this. A little bit of cabbage here, but nothing too big. So I'm doing my fan casting again. Just having a good time out here. It's a little buffalo hole. Kind of see the clouds up there. I'm not sure if we're supposed to get rain today or not. This is that time where we get into tornado season, and tornado didn't hit too far from here. Lake Ray Roberts is just over there. Tornado came through there on the north end and tore a bunch of stuff up. Feel that stiff breeze. So we know the crankbaits, the jigs, and the soft plastics get the job done. And their prices are really nice, guys. Go check out what they got. It's Arkie Lures. You can always message them if you got any questions. TJ's really down-to-earth guy. Fun to talk to. That whole crew there was just fun to talk to. Like I was saying, it's out of all the booths there, I've got a chance to go to a ton of them. I mean, you know, when you're at the expo, but they were just so kind. You know, a lot of them, when they're there, are kind of uptight and tense, and you're dealing with so many people coming through, and they're trying to sell product. But these guys were just so chilled out, calm, relaxed, happy to talk to everybody. I know all the booths are happy to talk to everybody, but I mean, you could tell it was genuine. They strike up a conversation, want to know where you fish, what you fish, you know, and then they can help you identify what of their products will work for your style. And it was just a great crew, and they were great with little kids too. A ton of little kids were at their booth. That's one thing about this classic, man, is that Fort Worth really showed up. I mean, there was a ton of people there, a lot of kids, which was good to see. Man, this thing is really nice. On this Arkie 350, way out there, my little spot. My little spot out there. He just smoked it. Ooh, and he's barely hooked. Barely hooked. It's gonna have to be a bank flip. Oh, it's a big crappie. Look at that beast of a crappie. Ooh-wee. Look at that thing. All right, guys, here he is. Look at the size of this beast. I don't like to keep him out in the wind too much. They're not used to the wind, you know. All right, let's get him in there. Right under the dock. Man, that was fun. It was just bang. He smoked it. Just cracked it. That's it right there. Check out that color. And that thing looks good in the water, and he just annihilated it. Check it out, guys. Made my own little Arkie box. Having some fun fishing today. Sun finally came out. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me for today. Testing the lures from Arkie that I got at the Bassmaster Classic Expo. Huge shout out to them. It was a lot of fun to be able to go through there and visit with them, and that whole experience in Fort Worth was just awesome. All right, guys, until next time, I will see you then. Bye-bye. Now get out there and get your lures wet.